Hello children, it's Mr Yeardsley. Today I'm going to read a story for our Year 1 children. I hope you're all well, and I hope you're doing exactly what your mums and dads or whoever's caring for you is asking to do. Please be good. I've chosen this book today. It's called The Last Noo-Noo. I had quite a bit of help choosing it because I left the book that I wanted to read at school yesterday. And today I'm working from home. Miss Goldsworthy's looking after all the children. The person who chose the book for me was my granddaughter Maisie. Maisie's going to come and tell you why, come round this side Maisie, why she chose the book.
I chose this book because it was my favourite book when I was in Year 1. I loved it so much when I had a dummy as well.
I don't think Year 1 children, you don't have dummies, do you, Year 1 children? I hope not. Anyway, story's called The Last Noo-Noo, and it's by an author called Jill Murphy. And Jill Murphy wrote the Peace at Last books about the bear family. Don't think this is a bear though, is it? And I wonder what he thinks is the Noo-Noo. Can you see? He's got a dummy. Hope he's not in Year 1. Marlon sat on the floor watching TV. Marlon's granny sat in the armchair watching Marlon. "He's getting too old for that dummy," she said sternly to Marlon's mum. "It's a Noo-Noo," said Marlon. "He calls it a Noo-Noo," explained Marlon's mum. "Well, whatever he calls it," said Marlon's granny, "he looks like an idiot with that stupid great thing stuck in his mouth all the time." "He doesn't have it all the time," soothed Marlon's mum. "Only at night time. Or if he's a bit tired. He's a bit tired now, aren't you, pet?" Went Marlon. There he is, watching telly with the dummy. "His teeth will start sticking out," warned Marlon's granny. "Monster's teeth stick out anyway," observed Marlon. "Don't answer back," said Marlon's granny. "You should just throw them all away," she continued. "At this rate, he'll start school with a dummy. At this rate, he'll start work with a dummy. You don't have to be firm with it, just have to be firm with him." Well, at least we found out he's not in Year 1. He's not started school. There's Granny, looking rather cross. Reminds me a little bit of my daughter's granny. "Well," said Marlon's mum, "I am thinking about it. We'll start next week, won't we, Marlon? Now you're a big boy, we'll just get rid of all those silly Noo-Noos, won't we?" "No," said Marlon. "You see," said Marlon's granny, "one word from you and he does what he likes." There was no doubt about it. Marlon was a hopeless case. Marlon's mum decided to take drastic action. She gathered up every single Noo-Noo she could and she dumped them all in the dustbin. 5 minutes before the rubbish truck arrived. But Marlon had made plans, just in case the worst had come to the worst. And he had a secret Noo-Noo supplies hidden all over the house. There was a yellow one down the side of the armchair, a blue one at the back of the bread bin, various different types in his toy ambulance, and his favourite pink one was lurking inside the toe of his Wellington boot. His mother and granny were astonished. They couldn't think where he kept finding them. "You'll be teased when you go out to play," warned his granny. "A great big monster like you with a baby's dummy." Marlon knew about this already. The other monster had been teasing him for ages, but he loved his Noo-Noos so much that he just didn't care. The other monsters often lay in wait and jumped out on Marlon as he passed by with his Noo-Noo twirling. "Who's a big boy then?" jeered Basher. "Does the little baby need his dummy then?" sneered Alligatina. "Who's his mummy's little darling?" cooed Bumps-a-Daisy. Marlon always ignored the taunts. "You're just jealous," he replied. "You all wish you had one too." Well, gradually, the secret supply of Noo-Noos dwindled. What dwindled means? I think I'll think about that at the bottom of the page. Marlon's mum refused to buy any more, and they all began to be lost. Well, that must dwindle be. That must mean they're gradually going down in number. Or they were thrown away by Marlon's mum. Finally, there was only one left, the pink one. Marlon kept it with him all the time, either in his mouth or under his pillow or in the toe of his Wellington boot, when no one thought to look. To his delight, Marlon found one extra Noo-Noo that his mum had missed. It was a blue one, which had fallen down the side of his bed and been covered up by a sock. He knew his best pink Noo-Noo wouldn't last forever. So he crept out and he planted the blue one in the garden. I wonder who's going to come along now. All the other monsters decided to gang up on Marlon. They collected lots of different bits of junk and they fixed them all together until they had made just what they wanted. It was a Noo-Noo snatcher. There they are. Then they waited behind a bush until Marlon came past with his pink Noo-Noo twirling. "Here he comes," said Alligatina. "Grab it," yelled Bumps-a-Daisy. "No," said Basher. With one quick hooking movement, they caught the ring of the Noo-Noo in the Noo-Noo snatcher and they pulled. There he is, pulling. And there they are, pulling while he's been pulled. Marlon clenched his teeth and he held on. Monsters have the most powerful jaws in the world. Once they've decided to hang on, that's it. Marlon hung on. The monsters hung on to the Noo-Noo snatcher, and there they stayed, both sides pulling with all of their monster might. And there they would still be, if Marlon had not decided, just at that very moment, that perhaps he was too old to have a Noo-Noo anymore. So he let go. And all the other monsters went whizzing off down the road, across the park, and into the pond with a mighty splash. Marlon went home. "I've given up my Noo-Noo," he said. "I sort of threw it in the pond." "Good gracious me," exclaimed Marlon's mum, sitting down suddenly with a shock. "I told you," said Marlon's granny, "you just have to be firm." "Actually," said Marlon, "I've planted one, so I'll have a Noo-Noo tree, just in case I change my mind." "That's nice, dear," said Marlon's mum. Do you think she believes him? "Nonsense," said Granny's nanny. "Dummies don't grow on trees. A Noo-Noo tree? How ridiculous." I don't think it was that ridiculous in this story. I think we need to remember anything can happen in a book, can't it? Children, I hope you enjoyed that story for our Year 1 folks. As I said to reception yesterday, just remember we've got a special motto at Linda Green Infant School. If you see somebody without a smile, give them one of yours. Children, keep smiling and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye now.